Well, good morning, and it is Friday, and it is the 4th. It is not the 4th of July, it's the 3rd of July, but it is being celebrated today and tomorrow, Clyde.
Yeah, let's pretend it's the 4th, even though it's not. But yeah, you're right. There are a lot of folks around the area celebrating with parades, some with fireworks, and of course, families are getting together for cookouts. The fireworks and stuff are happening in Hamilton, Middletown, Independence, Kentucky. So make sure you go to their community websites and check out the instructions, and make sure that you work very diligently to have a safe 4th, Mona. So for instance, I was talking about safe 4th. You know, there's also, while we're talking, the Reds, white, and blue fireworks show at Coney Island. That's today, the 3rd. Harrison's 4th of July celebration is coming up, guess when? On the 4th at dusk. So there'll be, you know, fireworks and things to celebrate there. And of course, fireworks at Kings Island, July 4th at 10 p.m.
All right, Clyde, you know we got all that going on, but here's my plea. Check the websites of these cities because they have some new policies and rules to keep you safe during this time. So please don't go out willy-nilly. Check the websites and get informed. We want you to stay safe and be able to watch us again on Monday.
Yes, indeed. And you know, too, Mona, fire officials are reminding us to keep an eye on the kids who are playing with fireworks and sparklers and things like that, because sometimes injuries happen when we're not watching what our kids are doing and they're not thinking about the potential dangers. They're just out having a good time. So, word to the wise.
You're absolutely right. And you know, even though you can buy some fireworks in Ohio, you cannot use them unless you have a license or a professional certified to use fireworks. So keep that in mind as well. And please stay safe this holiday weekend. And while the 4th of July is our nation's birthday, it's also a great time to get, you know what I'm going to say, people, some great deals. That's right. And right now, Appliance Factory and Mattress Kingdom has up to 60% off to celebrate the 4th of July. Clyde, take it away.
We're at Appliance Factory and Mattress Kingdom right now for the 60% off 4th of July sale that's ongoing right now at all 3 locations. Tim Clanky's here to talk with us about it, and we'll drill down into that in just a second. But let's talk a little bit about the larger picture in terms of what's been going on and how that's affected your business.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for asking. You know, everything, you know, with the whole COVID situation, you know, has put a lot of retailers, manufacturers in kind of a bind, you know, with stock and production in general. You know, the good news is we have a local warehouse over 100,000 square feet with over 4,000 appliances in stock, all right? So for that customer that may be out there right now that, you know, needs help, they can't get stock at one of the big box stores, they've ordered something, it's not coming in, we're here to help them.
Okay, so let's dive right in and talk a little bit about the July 4th sale. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so, you know, we're in a unique situation with July 4th because the way we're able to offer these 60% off savings is we go directly to the manufacturers and we purchase those, you know, uncrated merchandise. Maybe the box has a slight tear in it. You know, it's a closeout model, it's an overstock model. We buy those at a reduced price and we roll those savings back to the consumer. So we're able to not only get new in box, but up to 60% off the out-of-box specials as well.
Well, let's talk a little bit about some of the models you cover.
Yeah, so, you know, you look at name brands that we have. We carry Bosch, we carry Whirlpool, we're going to carry Maytag, we're going to carry KitchenAid, we're going to carry GE, we're going to carry Samsung, LG. We even deal in the Vikings, you know, and all of your different premium brands that are out there. So it's not just the out-of-box or closeout specials that we get. It's all brand new in box as well as premium that we can service our customers with.
And Tim, let's point out that you always make the point that you do pretty well in the estimation of your customers, right?
We do. I mean, we take, you know, for instance, reviews, you know, very, very seriously. You know, we're constantly reaching out to our customers, you know, if we do have an issue to make sure that that gets resolved. But we've had over 5,000 Google reviews, and we're running it in Cincinnati here around a 4.8 to 4.9 Google rating, which is really unheard of in kind of the industry we're in today.
Let's talk then a little bit about some of the 4th of July specials, some of the specifics that you're running that people ought to know about.
Yeah, we got one behind you here. So we're coming out just, blazing price on this KitchenAid package. It's in stock. That's the key thing, as you see. And we are smoking the competition, big box stores, by over $1,000 on this 4-piece package. And you're not limited to just the refrigerator that's behind you. You can, maybe mix it with a refrigerator of your choice from a KitchenAid model. But, this one does feature a double oven, matching dishwasher, and microwave.
And when you say you're smoking the competition, by that you mean you're saving people $1,000.
Yeah, we are legitimately saving the customer $1,000 versus the big box stores, whether it be via instant rebate or a mail-in rebate that's exclusive to us from KitchenAid.
Let's also make the point that you are more than willing to sit down and talk with people about financing.
We are. We have basically a lot of our products right now qualifying for 12 months no interest. Which is, another huge advantage that we have over a lot of our competition. So not only do you get the, sale prices up to 60%, but you also get no interest, keep your money for 12 months.
Well, we're talking about the appliance side of the business. Let's talk about the mattress side a little bit in terms of specials. Anything there?
We have a lot. We should probably, go over and check them out.
Okay, so we talked about appliance brands. What about mattress brands?
We carry a lot of them. Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, Sealy, Therapeutic, and the one we're in front of, our exclusive King's Choice mattress.
Okay, and they're on discount as well, right?
They are. We're running them, you buy a queen size, you're getting it for the price of a twin, and you buy a king size, you're getting it for the price of a queen. But the amazing deal that we're doing is not just the price, but we are including, at no additional cost, a free adjustable head-up base with this mattress, even at the hot price point that it's at for July 4th.
So Tim, what do you say to people about why they should shop Appliance Factory?
Well, there's a lot of reasons. One, let's talk about, the savings that they're going to get. So what I'll tell customers, shop Appliance Factory before you shop anywhere else. We have a professional sales staff. We have the best price in town. And right now with stock at a premium, we have stock.
So how can people find out more?
Well, you can go to our website, appliancefactory.com, or you can check out any of our 3 Cincinnati locations.
All right, Tim, thanks a lot.
The July 4th holiday is coming up, and this celebration may be exciting for people, but it can be really stressful time for animals. So how do you make sure your pet isn't overcome with anxiety? Well, we decided to ask an expert. And right now I want to welcome my friend Lisa DeSatnik, a pet trainer and owner of So Much PETential. Yes, Lisa, thanks for talking to us.
Oh, well, thanks for having me. This is such important information, so I'm happy to be here to share it.
Thanks,
with
Lisa.
people.
All right, so
Yeah.
what are some of the signs of anxiety in our pets?
Yeah, so you're going to see lots of different things. You may see your pet zooming a lot. He may, as soon as he hears a boom, try to escape and run. His heart rate's going to accelerate. He may have a difficult time settling or eating. So really, some of these signs of anxiety are going to be really exaggerated on this holiday because it's pretty darn scary when these loud bangs go off, unexpectedly. And I have a feeling we're going to see more of those this year because of the COVID and people keeping their distance.
I agree with you on that. So then how can people help their dog to minimize the stress?
So a number of different things. The first is give your dog a place of safety. So that should be a place that's inside, that's away from windows and doors if possible. Play maybe some background music so he's not hearing it as much. It is okay to comfort your dog, but be aware that, not all dogs enjoy being hugged and held. So do what your dog tells you is helpful for your dog. If it's a very extreme case of anxiety, if you know from history that your dog has a history of reacting to things, you may want to talk to your vet and do it today to talk to him about what kind of short-term medication he can give you to help your pet get through this with minimal stress.
Lisa, you are certainly the expert in this area. So, what are some other things that pet owners should keep in mind?
Well, definitely they should keep their pets inside. I mean, it is terrifying to be outside and all of a sudden there's a loud boom. Also, make sure just in case that your dog has proper identification, because if there is an accident, your dog gets outside and hears these things, he's probably going to just take off and run. So we want to make sure that you've got identification on him in case that does happen.
I'm absolutely sure of that. So, Lisa, how can people get more information and learn more about some of the other services that you provide?
Sure. I have a website. It's somuchpetential.com. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram as So Much PETential. My phone number is 513-262-4062. I'd
All
love to
right,
be of
Lisa, thank you so much for talking to us today. Good advice.
thanks.
Now, coming up here on Cincy Lifestyle, it's estimated to be the safest and sanest July 4th on record. We'll go back in time to an Independence Day during Prohibition, all part of another Cincinnati curiosity. Got all that whole lot more just a couple of minutes away. We all celebrate the 4th of July pretty similarly. Food, family, friends, and fireworks. But this wasn't what Independence Day looked like in Cincinnati 100 years ago. On this week's Cincinnati Curiosities, we take a step back in time to learn more about the Queen City's first official 4th of July bash. Take a look. How did Cincinnati celebrate the 4th of July 100 years ago in 1919? Well, for one, it was somewhat quieter. You see, firecrackers were hard to come by that year. Although the First World War had ended, gunpowder was still in short supply after years of diverting most of the production for bombs and bullets. Throughout the war, public officials and religious leaders encouraged low-key observances and prayers for our fighting men. Independence Day in 1919 was also sober because beer was outlawed. Ohio went dry on May 27, 1919, almost a year before national prohibition went into effect. Still, there was much to celebrate. With the war over, our doughboys were homeward bound. 2 Cincinnati war heroes were recruited to address the crowds on Independence Day. Captain Robert S. Mark, severely wounded while leading an infantry company to victory, went on to found the Disabled American Veterans Organization and to launch a distinguished career as a judge. Aviator Robert W. Meade's claim to fame had less to do with military exploits than with romance.
On May 31st, 1919, Air Corps Lieutenant Meade and Marjorie Dumont were joined in holy matrimony 2,000 feet over Houston, Texas. Speechifying remained a popular entertainment in the pre-radio days of 1919, and good-sized audiences assembled to appreciate an array of stem winders at Harvest Home Park, Hyde Park Country Club, and the Mount Washington Bandstand. By mid-afternoon, the mercury topped 94 degrees as Cincinnati weathered the hottest day of the year. With no ice-cold beer available, many found themselves hoping for a cooling rain shower. Children flocked to Cincinnati's few public swimming pools. Adults sought a cool theater to catch the latest silent Tarzan movie. Two big amusement parks managed to detonate colossal fireworks displays: Chester Park out beyond Spring Grove Cemetery and Ludlow Lagoon in Kentucky, both long since faded into history. Cincinnati's 1919 observance adopted immigration as a unifying theme. At the time, 11% of Cincinnati residents were foreign-born. That's double today's number. Every major Cincinnati park, from Mount Echo to Burnett Woods to Eden Park, staged events featuring naturalized American citizens who spoke on why they immigrated to this country and the value of citizenship. When the smoke cleared, the Cincinnati Post declared it to be the safest and sanest Independence Day in recent years, with no deaths and only 4 or 5 fireworks injuries reported, most involving the dread cannon cracker.
Right now, I'd like to welcome the man behind the Cincinnati Curiosities, the one, the only, Greg Hand. Greg, thank you so much for being here with us. So let's talk about Robert Marks right quick. Same one whose name's on the Playhouse of the
That's right. He was a very distinguished judge in Cincinnati. His name is on the theater at the Playhouse. He's also the Robert Marks who the library, the law library at UC is named for.
Oh, right.
And he was the founder of the National Disabled American Veterans.
Wait, let's talk about that airplane wedding.
Yeah.
Why did he decide to do that?
Oh, this guy was an amazing pilot. He talked his way into the Army Air Corps, even though he was only 5'2". He was known as Slip Sliding Shorty.
That's a slick name.
Because he couldn't reach the pedals of the plane, and he had to strap blocks of wood to his feet so that he could control a plane. But he loved flying, and his engagement was taking his fiancée up around in an airplane doing all these tricks to see if she could keep her lunch. And when she enjoyed it as much as he did,
She passed.
she passed, and they went into the Handley Page bomber with the entire wedding party. And,
Oh, wow.
Holy moly, that's really cool.
That's
That
funny.
is, that's fun.
luck
All right,
to
so I need to know, how did Cincinnati react to having a dry 4th of July? I can't imagine that today, but
Oh
they
my
had to have
goodness.
it then.
You know, it was not only the fact that you could not get a drink, it was the fact that hundreds of Cincinnatians were going to be out of work because of this. You know, they talk about the number of breweries that were in town, and what they don't often mention is all of these brewery workers, and it wasn't just the people in the brewing room itself. It was the wagon drivers and the salesmen and the bartenders, and all of those people were out of work within just about a month before the 4th of July that year. So it was rather subdued, but by then the wet contingent in town realized it was a losing game. And so they'd been fighting this for 4 or 5 years, and by this point they were just kind of resigned.
Okay.
There was just some statewide politics that came into play around wet versus dry anyway, right?
Absolutely. The rural areas of Ohio were very strongly in favor of prohibition. In fact, very often histories of prohibition start out in Hillsborough, Ohio, with a movement that started there in the churches that led to national prohibition. And so the rural legislators were definitely voting against the evil cities when they were passing prohibition.
Got it.
Wow.
Greg, as always, it is just a learning experience
It
par
is.
excellence.
It
Thank
is.
you so much.
Thank you.
And have a happy 4th.
Yes.
Happy 4th.
And we'll be back with more Cincy Lifestyle on the other side of the break. Plus, Cincy Lifestyle has full episodes of the show right up on YouTube. So find fun segments you've never seen before or watch your favorites again and again. So subscribe now on youtube.com/Cincy Lifestyle. We'll be right back.
Quick look outside one more time. As we've said for the last 24 hours, the heat wave has begun. We'll be in the 90s somewhere, somehow today with lots of sun out there. So be advised and take care.
Hey, you know what, Clyde? I've dressed for that 90s today. And coming up next week here on Cincy Lifestyle, we fire up the old turntable. Yes, it's to a time where records were king. Join us as we go behind the scenes at Shake It Records to discover how vinyl is making a comeback.
Well, I think they named that after you, Shake It Records. Then we'll introduce you to a nonprofit whose mission is to rescue bulldogs. They have a whole list of adoptable dogs that need a foster or forever home. Got all that, whole lot more happening next week right here on Cincy Lifestyle. Mona, I said that because you love to dance.
You are so right. I can shake it anytime to any music. And you know what? I'm always shaking it to the Cincy Lifestyle theme.
Yeah, you do that a lot. Okay, and that is Cincy Lifestyle, so we appreciate you checking us out. Make sure you have a safe and careful weekend. Enjoy the Independence Day holiday, and whatever you do, make this one a great day.
Thanks for watching our video. And if you liked what you saw, hit the subscribe button. You can also check out full episodes of the show you've never seen before or watch your favorites again and again. And as always, we love to say it, make it a great day.